In the last video, we spoke about the personality types of a believer in divinity. As we discussed, Krishna in the Gita groups them into 4 categories: the distressed, the acquirer, the inquirer, and the knower. In this video, we will go into the personality types of a non-believer in divinity. We label such an individual as an agnostic. The Gita gives a beautiful classification of the personality types of an agnostic and groups them again into 4 categories. As you listen to this video of 4 personality types and the previous video, reflect and see which of the personality types do you align to. Don't be surprised that you may align to more than one in your daily life. In fact, even if you are a believer in divinity, you may be behaving like an agnostic on occasions. Now, what is the difference between a believer and an agnostic? You see, faith is foundational in both. Where it is directed to decides if you are a believer or if you are an agnostic. An agnostic commonly believes in their own existence, whereas a believer or a theist believes in their own existence but also in the existence of divinity. With that background, now let us look at the 4 personality types of an agnostic. Firstly, you have the grossly foolish individuals who work hard but not smart. This is according to the Gita, by the way. These individuals slog day in and day out without even the slightest effort to realize the purpose of life and the true nature of existence. Time is spent on worry and petty gains. They are in a rat race with little time to focus on activities with a deeper purpose. And that deeper purpose is not something that someone external defines, but it is just that they don't take the time to reflect or get clear on their priorities. Life drifts away for these individuals. Personal development, spiritual development, and gaining true knowledge is alien, unfortunately, to such persons. Let's look at the second type now. The second type of agnostics are individuals who appear to be knowledgeable and they think they have a discriminative understanding of divinity, but they actually lack an inner understanding of the meaning. Their knowledge is only a foot deep. As an example, they follow scriptures and philosophies and perform rituals without understanding the meaning and intent. These individuals think they are believers in divinity, but actually are agnostic. These individuals confuse tradition with religion, with spirituality or actual God realization. They mix all of these together and unfortunately get stuck with what they have been conditioned to from childhood, without ever taking a step back and analyzing it objectively. Fear overtakes and shadows their decision making. They don't realize that tradition, religion, and spirituality or God realization are not mutually exclusive, but they all have a part to play and a key component of the real purpose of life. And in that key component, it is our duty to identify the appropriate place for each and exercise them judiciously without fail. Now, as far as meaningless rituals goes, even a simple prayer with devotion is any day better than meaningless rituals. Having said, now let's look at the third type. The third type of agnostics are really an extension of the second personality type. The person has invested time and effort in learning and mastering the scriptures. Pretty amazing. However, the individual spends time with others who are misguided and stands to lose out and gets trapped in a web of confusion. They just think because a majority are doing something or because it's a common practice, that is the path to divinity. They just want to fit into the society in that sense of the understanding of divinity. They don't realize it is the people around them creating the issue and they are not acting upon it. Divinity is negated, reasoning gets warped, and faulty logic prevails. We see this happening all around. The muddying of tradition, divinity, and religion goes unabated, and very few have the time to pause and think rationally. Or, do I dare say, make it a priority to think. They think it is just easier to follow something that has been told, as they feel by doing so, they have checked all the boxes and it's a safety net for their life. Scriptures are taught to these gullible individuals with a misleading interpretation. Ultimately, as you all know, such teachings cause more harm than good, and it is our responsibility to stay aware. The fourth type of agnostics are individuals who claim they are well versed and scientific and rational. However, in the name of rationality and in the name of science, some of these persons, again not all, some of these persons drive a division in humanity. Rather than taking the responsibility of driving awareness with inclusion, they take some aspects of tradition and religion and focus all their energy on just using that as their talking point to prove their righteousness and non-existence of divinity. Like the agnostic type number 2 or number 3, they are unable to distinguish between tradition, religion, and divinity. The person claims supremacy of the human in this world, supremacy of science in this world, supremacy of rationality in this world, and independent of the divine. But they fail to realize that he or she would not even be here if it was not for the fundamental aspects of pervasive consciousness, the gross and subtle elements that make up this universe. Again, it's not all individuals who make up this fourth category, but some who divide humanity. Sri Krishna says it is futile to change agnostics. The change comes from within and triggered through realization. Ultimately, it's left to the individual to trigger that change. Out of the 8 personality types I have shared with you, which one do you align to? Are there multiple types you take on depending on the day, the context of the situation? Be true to yourself. Let your own reflections help you take the next path forward. And hopefully, this channel is helping you on that journey. Till the next time we talk, stay blessed, stay healthy.